Hey, welcome to In Like Flynn. Sorry I'm a little tardy. I was on another FaceTime. Our Facebook Live. Hey, Kinga. I was on another Facebook Live, and the lady, no joke, whips out a huge purple dildo. And she was like talking about it, and I'm like, wait. What do you do with that big purple thing? And she was like, oh dear. I'm sorry, I'm old school. I don't use toys. Hi, Alexis. Hi, beautiful. Hey, Dion. I hear our boy's going to be in town. So the topic is a deep one, and I posted it earlier today, and it got some love. So I'll go ahead and say it for you. The topic is, hey, Grant. I didn't think you were going to join. Okay, so the topic is, when do you feel most heard? So I think the funniest response I got was Kinga. She said, when my kids hear me snoring and they leave me alone. So that's when she feels the most heard, most appreciated, is when she's snoring and her kids are like, okay, mom's out, we'll leave her alone. So that's when she feels the most heard. Hey, Larry, you're such a good egg, Larry. So one guy just said, when I shout is when I feel the most heard. And then Brian Vestal, who's always very good at giving responses, he said, I feel most heard when I'm face to face with a person. I don't even know why I'm wearing a blouse. Like, my bra is just totally popping out. Like, what is the point? And then, when is upset about something? Oh, and then my friend, he's a male. I said, when do you feel the most heard? And he said, when my wife hears me complaining and upset about something, as long as it's not about her. So if his issue is about her, she doesn't hear him that well. But if his issue is about someone else, she's there for him. She hears him. So that's what he said. For me, hey, Scott Schubert. Hola, Dion. ¿Tú hablas español? Dion, ¿tú hablas español? For me, the number one thing is being heard. Absolutely, hands down, it's everything. It's the little things. It's really, truly the little things that matter the most. So that's my 2 cents on being heard. So Andrew, Dion, Daniel, Larry, Alexis, Grant, Dennis. I know what you think, Kinga. But when do you feel the most heard? I posed the question to you. I just threw out a ton of different things people have said. But this really is this is the time for you guys to share and for us to discuss, anything germane to love, sex, and intimacy. I'm too distracted by this bra. It's a little much. Okay. I put myself in managerial roles or in charge of things that can be heard. Do you have to report to me? That's one way I found I can be heard for my peers. Okay, so you want to use it in a business capacity. That's fine. Okay, that's fair. How about when you're in a romantic relationship? When do you feel the most heard by your partner, by your lover, by your girlfriend, by your wife? I feel like my true girlfriends are the only ones that truly hear me. Aww. Yeah. Do you think, Alexis, it's kind of like a girl thing? Like, guys don't have that capacity to really hear us in that way? Do you think it's is it a gender issue? It's perfecto. Wow. Okay. And tell us your secret, Dion. What makes it so perfect? So those of us can learn that maybe don't have that perfect feeling heard scenario like you have. No. I feel like my true girlfriends are the ones that truly hear me. You just have to find the right man to connect with. Okay, so you feel like you feel like a man can be there for you. It just has to be the right guy. Do I have that right? So Alexis is saying, no, you can have that kind of bond with a guy, but it has to be the right guy. I agree. I mean, look, I have had, hey John, I have had male relationships where I feel like I can connect and bond with them even more than women. So I'm with Alexis on that. There's no way John's gonna go there. This is too deep for John. John likes to keep it on the surface. I don't think it's, actually, now that you said that, why do you think men are not hearing you? Are you trying to stump me because you did? I think, like, for example, I remember I was on a date with this guy, and it was like our first date, and he was like, oh yeah, I've dated comedians before, and it was our first date, and I didn't want to hear about other comedians he had dated, and I was like, that's okay, I don't need to know, and he's like, well, let me just tell you. So yeah, I guess it's like, if you specifically say like, I can't eat spicy foods, or I don't really want to hear about other girls you've dated, and they tell you anyway, or they give you spicy food, then I feel like they're not hearing me. Like if I say I can't have spicy food, and I'm at a restaurant, I feel heard if he says to the waiter, Jennifer, hey, wow. Going back to Grant's question, I like this. Like say I'm on a date with a guy, and he knows I can't eat spicy food, because I have an allergy. Like I'll feel heard if he'll be like to the waiter, oh, so she'll have the fish and I'll have the chicken, and there can't be anything spicy in it. That'll make me feel like he cares about me, he hears me. That's an example of how I might feel heard. When I'm heard, it's surprising. I listen, but if I'm blocked out. When I'm heard, it's surprising. I listen, but if I'm blocked out. What does that mean? What does that mean, Dennis? I want to focus on this for a minute. Dennis, when I'm heard, it's surprising. I listen, but if I'm blocked out. What does that mean? Hey, Brandon. Hey, Michelle. Oh my God, I can't believe you had like 7,000 viewers. That was amazing. It's hard to really get in their world. It's a listening for, or listening to the realm of being heard. Okay, that sounds kind of deep. So Dennis, going back to your comment, but if I'm blocked out, I don't know what that means. When I'm heard, it's surprising. I listen. But if I'm blocked out. Okay, well, we can let that go. I don't really know what that means. Grant, did I answer your question? So yeah, if I'm, and it's not even, you don't have to even be a man to make me feel heard. You can be like Alexa said earlier, you could be a woman. Kinga, for example. Oh, I'm not supposed to say her name, sorry. But I have a friend who literally hears me and remembers. So like, we'll be talking and I'll be complaining how hot it is. And she'll say, yeah, but you have an AC in your room. Or she just like remembers things I've told her. So for me, I feel loved and heard. I feel really loved when I'm heard. And I feel heard when I share something and it's remembered. If it goes through one ear and out the other, then I don't feel heard. And then as a result, I don't feel loved. Okay. Hey girl, are we deep diving? Oh, we're deep diving. Hey Lori, Tanner, I liked you, and Michelle, you were fun. Tony Brooklyn's watching. I open up and she has no interest. Huh? So when you open up to your partner and you share with her what's going on, she has no interest? Am I getting that right? So you kind of open up to her about what's going on or how you're feeling, and she's left the building? I like this Dennis Pryor. I like this Dennis Pryor being open and vulnerable. I like that. Tony Brooklyn. Doesn't sound more Brooklyn than Tony. Or deep diving. Oh, listen to Michelle. So the reason why Dennis's, oh, it's good. So Dennis's partner isn't interested when he goes deep is because she's scared. Wow. That's good. That's good, Michelle. That's really good. Because I remember times in my life when I've been in a relationship and the guy will try to get deep with me and tell me something about his past, and I'll be like, oh, it's a little much. So I think Michelle's not wrong. Thank you, Kinga. You like when I wear eye makeup, huh? Michelle, you've got some depth to you. Wait, is it, does she have, wait. Is it that she has no interest or she's afraid? Because that could be a different thing. It could be that she's afraid. But genuine non-interest could be not such a good thing. I think that if I was sharing something with my lover or my dear friend that was important to me, okay, Michelle's going to go with afraid. What do you guys think? Oh, no, not good night. Not good night yet. Stay with us. I think Grant's afraid. Grant's saying good night. I don't think she is. Dennis, you don't think she's scared or you don't think she's interested? Watching. Hey, Paul Trigali. The topic right now is when do you feel most heard? And we have a guy on the line who's sharing that when he does open up to his partner, she doesn't seem interested. And Michelle's saying she thinks it's because she's afraid. She's scared. Good point. Mac McFarland. What was the point I made? Right now, all I can focus on is my bra is showing. Oh, that I said, do you think she's not interested or afraid? Those are two separate things. Because, or maybe they're the same thing. Maybe Michelle's right. Maybe when someone lacks interest, it's because they're afraid. Maybe she's just super deep. He should express that to her. Yes. So, okay, the guys deliver. So Paul Tringali thinks that Dennis needs to communicate to his partner, hey, are you not interested in what I have to share because you don't care about me? Or because you're not ready to go that deep with me because you're afraid? Did I get that right, Paul? Too scared of a guy that opens up too soon. Oh, you think she's too scared of a guy that opens up too soon. So she takes a little while to kind of let you in. Is that right? Is that what I'm hearing? She kind of like holds her cards up. She's not ready to kind of deep dive with you until she gets to know you better. How long, Dennis, how long have you been dating your partner or married to your partner or whatever? I mean, you can't be married to her. I'm sure you're just dating. Just let it show. It's a thing. So if she's not interested, ask her why she pulls away. Oh, Lori, you're just killing it. Just let it show. It's a thing. So if she's not interested, ask her why she pulls away when you open up. Don't try and guess. Yeah, don't try and guess. Holding back. Congratulations. Ooh. She may feel she has baggage. So, Michelle, what you're saying is if he opens up, then she is going to feel obligated to open up and she's not ready to go there yet? Is that what you're thinking? She's not ready to go there. Okay. But I do like Lori Tanner's 2 cents is to communicate. Say, hey, is this too deep for you? Dennis, how long have you been dating your girl? We want to know. Communicate. I think it's important to communicate. I do. I'm not into this game playing thing. Yes, I believe that she may back away when he opens up and get to vulnerable because maybe she feels she has too many emotional issues. So like then she's gonna have to open up, like it'll be her turn. Like if he shares and opens up how he's feeling, then she's gonna feel obligated to reciprocate and she's not ready to go there. Is that right, Michelle? I'm too old to care if I don't get a vibe. Well, okay, I hear you, Dennis. I hear you. But how long have you guys been dating? I think that we ladies want to know that. How long have you and your girl been together? Because if you're like, one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to throw up. And this is for us women too. If we're in a relationship with a guy, we don't want to throw up. You know, tell the guy too much. I've done it before. But if we like share too much too soon, that can probably scare the guy away. And same with women. If the guy is open up and like on the first date, like telling everything about his life, it can be a little bit, it can be a little much. It can be a little much. So you want to spoon feed. You want to slowly divulge information about yourself once you feel safe and secure in the relationship. But you also got to take risks and open up. But you don't want to emotionally vomit on somebody. It's not that's not. And I'm not saying you're doing that, Dennis. I'm just saying in general. 6:49. Okay. So you wanna make sure you're swimming with a dolphin. You're not swimming with a shark. And once you've established you're with a dolphin, you're with a kind person that you feel safe and that honors you and hears you, then you can kind of open up and talk about yourself and share some fears. And then if it's the right person and when they're ready, they'll do the same. But you don't want to do too much too soon. Make sure you're swimming with a dolphin, not with a shark. Yeah, we look at Michelle, Lori, and I want to know how long you guys been dating. Dennis is being quiet about it. I think if I had to guess, based upon, I think that Dennis hasn't been dating her for very long. It can be intimidating. Yes, it can be. It can be. Yep, 100%. I don't want her obligated, but throw me a bone. 1 year. I'm not pushy. 1 year is fine. Oh, yeah. If you've been dating for a year, but then again, I don't know what she's gone through. We don't know what she's gone through. She could have been emotionally abused by her parents. She could have been, you just don't know. So a year that's a long time. That's a long time. Just a quick little sidebar because we're being very deep and I appreciate it. Are you being facetious, Dennis? Do you like that we're talking about you, or would you rather we not talk about you? I think we're all kind of just trying to help. We want to. I think we're curious too. Or is it too much emphasis on you? Do you want to? I can pull away. I am not afraid to change the topic at all. Really quickly, are we concerned about the coronavirus? I mean, are we really freaking out yet? I know Jen is in New York. I know, so I'm patient. Yeah, patience? Patient? Yeah, sounds like you're patient. I know, so I'm patient. Dennis, do you want us to keep deep diving on you, or should we change the topic to how we're coping with our loved ones with the coronavirus? Is it okay to make love right now? I'm kind of for real. Is it okay to make love with our partner right now with the viruses out there, or is it best we just kind of no freak out, but we do need to pay attention to what's going on? Okay, I know. So Paul, is it cool if we make love with our partner, or should we kind of like keep bodily fluids to ourselves right now, since this is, a pandemic. Hey, Kurt Hyman. Hell yes. Hell yes, we can make love to our partner, or hell yes, we've got to chill out. So yeah, so we can make love to our partners. It's safe. Yeah, the main thing, yeah, it's okay. Cool. Okay, so cool. The main thing, and then this is it on the pandemic, is that because I'm OCD already, so I already practice what they're recommending, except for I don't have any water next to me right now, but what they're recommending is you wash your hands, don't touch your eyes, your nose, or your mouth, unless you've just washed your hands. But for those of you that are truly OCD like I am, here's my question. If you go over to the faucet and your hands are say contaminated, and you go over to the faucet, you turn it on, and then you wash your hands, you turn it off, aren't the germs already on the faucet once you touch it? I know I'm crazy OCD, but that's my question for you. Make lots of love. I'm a comic, participating, never out, Flynn. Aww. So yeah, here's my question, is that if you've been outside, you have dirty hands, and you go over to the sink, and you turn the sink on, you disinfect your hands, you dry them off, then do you have to turn off the faucet with a towel or with a paper towel or something? Because when you touch the faucet, your hands were contaminated. Yes, you are right. I'm right about you have to turn off the knobs. You have to with the towel or paper towel because your hands were contaminated, right? Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay, so as we are winding down, the topic is, when do you feel most heard? And I'll just wait for a couple more comments, and then we can wind down and chill out. But I think I already shared when I feel the most heard. Dirty faucets. Okay, yeah. Even in our own home, like knobs. Yeah, okay, cool. Paul, since you're so active and responding, when do you feel the most heard? When do you feel the most heard by your people or loved ones? when the faucets are clean? Who's the gentleman with the glasses? Yeah, who are you with the glasses? Is that Paul? No freak out. Corona. I mean, I shared earlier, but I can say it again. I feel the most heard and loved when I share significant things in my life or things that are important to me, and then the person that I love or care about will bring it back up in another conversation. And it just makes me feel like they hear me. And same with them, when they share something important to me, like, oh, I have a doctor's appointment next week. It's nice to be like, hey, how was your doctor's appointment? Like, you remembered. That's how I think it's important to show that you're hearing the other person, that you care about them. Hey, how'd the appointment go? Hey, you're going to go see your therapist next week to discuss your job. How'd that go? Just like checking in and caring and, listening to what's important to them. I always feel like I had the best chats when I'm with my partner alone, relaxing, and it comes out natural. Not when there's a problem. Yeah, that's true. It's true, and there's no issues, no drama, no chaos. It's just chill. And you kind of like organically. And I also feel though, when we have these challenging times in our lives and we can share it with our partner, I feel like that's an opportunity for us to get close. When we mess up, when we F up, like we forget something important. Maybe it's our partner's father's anniversary of his death or wedding anniversary. Hey, Brian! Yay! We're kind of winding down, but I always love what you have to say. We're talking about when you feel most heard. And I know you said on Facebook earlier today, you felt the most heard when you're face-to-face with someone, so that eye-to-eye contact. And Also, one thing I want to point out, yeah, oh, you agree, like when you have a fight and you kind of, yeah, you can kind of get closer. Yeah, it kind of brings you closer. If it's a healthy relationship, fighting or issues bring you closer. But one thing I wanted to share that I learned in my intimacy course is that communication is, I think it's like 90% body language and actually 10% what's being said. So it's really important to look at the body language. Like, for example, me, I'm like open, I want to hear what you have to say. But if I'm sitting back and I'm like, I'm not open. So you want to make sure you see if the person's looking at you, focused on you, is giving you the attention, not playing with her hair like I always do. But just, are they open? Are they closed? And that can give you an indication if it's a good time to communicate, if it's a good time to open up to them, and if they're ready to hear you and ready to be present with you in the moment. So body language, body language is so important. And we lose that when we're texting or even when we're on the phone. Even FaceTiming is better because you can kind of see, if you bring up a topic like, oh, do you remember we have that wedding next week? And they kind of go, clearly they forgot, So, or if you say, I love you, and then they kind of like change the subject, look away. So it's a telltale sign, the way the person is communicating with you physically. When I feel most heard, okay, this is cool, Andrew. When I feel most heard, when people know that I'm active listening rather than just hearing. So you like active listening. When I feel most heard, when people know that I'm active listening. When I feel most heard, when people know that I'm active listening. See, for me, I don't care for active listening personally. If I'm in the middle of really opening up, I'd rather they just listen and maybe nod. And then when I'm done, to be like, yeah, I really hear that makes you upset that he forgot that you didn't like spicy food, or he forgot it was your birthday, or, you know what I'm saying? That kind of a thing. So, I think active listening is good for some people. I also feel most heard when someone at least puts the effort to understand your POV. Yes. Yes. I have a buddy. He's super into Bernie Sanders, and I was at the time into Mayor Pete. And what I liked about our communication is that he would hear why I liked Mayor Pete. And he'd go, yeah, Mayor Pete is intellectual. Mayor Pete does keep his composure. Mayor Pete is intellectual. Mayor Pete, so he agreed with me why I liked Mayor Pete. And then he would talk about why he liked Bernie Sanders. And I'd be like, yeah, Bernie Sanders does have passion. Bernie Sanders is looking out for, the middle class or whatever. And so we were able to listen to one another's point of views. And I know you didn't mean to go political, Brian, but I just kind of, for example, I think it's cool when the other person is open to hearing what you have to say, even if they don't agree. For example, if they think it's cool to drink wine every night because it's good for your health, you maybe don't agree. But if you give them the courtesy of hearing them out, I think you're right. I think you're right, Brian Vestal. Is put forth some effort and hear the other person's point of view. Now, Michelle, you're saying engaging. What's engaging to you? I want to hear this. I feel most heard when I sit on the couch with my girlfriend, not in bed. Best talks. Oh, there you go. So Dennis, the guys give so many awesome answers. So Dennis feels most heard when they're just sitting on the couch, just chatting. And you know what? I think I've had some really awesome chats on the couch too. But I've had some really good ones in bed too. Even pre-coital. Andrew likes active listening. Griff Pippin just joined. I think we're all on the same page about body language, about communication being 90% how you look at the person, your posture. Are you open? Are you ready to hear? Are you closed? Are you not looking at the person, not giving eye contact? So we can keep going if you guys want, but I'm down. To me, engaging is interacting in the conversation. They don't need to agree. I definitely don't want them taking over, but acknowledging that they hear me. Okay, so on that note, Michelle, how do you like the person to acknowledge you? When do you feel acknowledged? When do you feel heard? Jaime Hernandez Romero, hola. ¿Tú hablas español? Sí, mi amigo. Michelle, when do you feel acknowledged and how do you feel heard? That's my question for you. Someone earlier said active listening, when the person's like, kind of repeating back what you're saying. That's one way they feel heard. Well, yeah, we talk there too. You hit everything. Hey, you made it a point to say the couch. I'm just going off you. Michelle, it's hard online to project that you're hearing someone unless you laboriously retype whatever. In person, they just get it. Yeah. That's true. Yes, that. Okay, now I already forgot what I said. Oh yeah. So, Michelle, we're going to focus on you for a minute. What does the person do that makes you feel acknowledged and heard? What does the person do to make you feel acknowledged and heard? I know I play with my hair too much. I think timing is everything. Sometimes people just aren't in the mood to get... Yeah, it's true. True. Yeah, I remember, learning or reading that, like, when your husband comes home from work, you don't want to lay in on him like, oh, this happened today, da, da, da. Like, you want to find the time to sit down with your partner and be like, hey, remember last week when you just said that, I felt like not heard or I didn't feel honored. Yeah, timing is everything. Couch is a start. Well, hopefully, if you're opening up, it isn't via text. Yes. But nowadays, so much is texting. So much is online. Look what we're doing now. We're doing this now. We're having this great open dialogue through text or through typing or through being online. So at the end of the day, I think we all agreed that body language was huge. Timing, Michelle pointed out. Body language, I think I mentioned. Brian Vestal said, what did Brian Vestal say? Ooh, you got to think about what makes you feel heard. Like, for me, it's little things. Like, if I say to my guy, like, oh, I've always wanted this, or I was always thinking about doing that, and then he surprises me with it. It's like, that's bomb. That's as bomb as it gets. Like, if you say, oh, I really, would like roller coasters or whatever it is, and then they surprise you with tickets to Six Flags, or I don't know, like just thoughtful things like that. That's when I feel heard. But Michelle's going to think about it. I'll get back to you with my response. Take your time. Yeah. Tammy, hey. So yeah, I think we've covered it. You guys have been awesome sauce. Thank you for joining. Hopefully you learned something here that you can take on to use in your intimate relationships, be it with a female or a male, same sex, different sex, friend, lover. And Tamara said this earlier. I don't know if I pointed this out, but she said she feels most heard when her feelings and opinions are acknowledged. She didn't say how they were acknowledged, but I think what we're hearing here is people want to feel validated and acknowledged. That's the main thing. Also, why do you look like a receptionist on Evening Shade here? Do I look like a receptionist? I don't even know what Evening Shade is, but I know it sounds funny because it came out of your mouth. I'll have to Google that. Is anybody watching that show You on Netflix? We are 1,000 miles apart. Text every night. Wow. Okay, why not FaceTime? No. No, Kinga, to what? Kinga, no to what? Yeah, so I think the men have come forward. They like face-to-face. They like couch talk. Apparently you men like couch talk. But pillow talk is important. We discovered that we can get closer after an argument. And then I think Paul pointed out he has the best conversation with his partner when they're just chilling on the couch. There's no drama. They're just chilling and they can kind of get to a deeper level. I have found the deeper level occurs when there's conflict. That's my personal experience. And that's why I think it's important to fight fair and really hear the other person out. Another good thing Brian said was if you have differing opinions, it's important to hear the other person and why they feel that way. Because who knows, maybe they can change your opinion to get on board and vice versa. So being open. I am not able. Okay. Oh, thank you. I don't look like a receptionist. Okay. Love you all. Peace out. This has been a very mature adult conversation. And thank you for being vulnerable for some of you men that really opened up. It was appreciated. And have a wonderful evening. And goodbye. And Alexis, I love you. Thank you for joining. Peace out. Take your ego out of it. Yes. On that note, peace out.